Hello and welcome back to Management 3504, Management and Information Processing. We're going to talk today a little bit about teams, power, and politics. Let's start out by discussing what a group is. A group is two or more people having common interests, objectives, and continuing interaction. A work team is a group of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common mission, performance goals, and approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. All work teams are groups, but not all groups are work teams. Groups emphasize individual leadership, individual accountability, and individual work products. Work teams emphasize shared leadership, mutual accountability, and collective work products. Group behavior actually has become a subject of interest in social psychology for a very long time, and many different aspects of group behavior have been studied over the years. When discussing groups, you want to know what the characteristics are of a well-functioning, effective group. In a well-functioning, effective group, the atmosphere tends to be relaxed, comfortable, and informal. The group's tasks are well understood and accepted by the members. The members listen well to one another. Most members participate in a good deal of task-relevant discussion. People express both their feelings and their ideas. Conflict and disagreement are present and centered around ideas or methods, not personalities or people. The group is aware and conscious of its own operation and function. Decisions are usually based on consensus, not majority vote, and when actions are decided, clear assignments are made and accepted by members of the group. There are formal groups as well as informal groups. Formal groups are often called official or assigned groups, and informal groups are called unofficial or emergent groups. I think you're probably pretty familiar with the idea of Tuckman's five-stage model. Groups or teams start out by forming. They have a time where there is conflict called storming. They agree and come to a consensus called norming. Then they have a clear vision and purpose called performing. And then they actually finish the task, and that's called adjourning. Talk a little bit about power within teams and groups. Potential or ability to influence decisions and control resources. You have power that's legitimate, reward, coercive, or informational. As you might remember, coercive is the negative power. Personal is expert, reverent, or prestige. Empowerment is passing of decision-making authority and responsibility from managers to group members. The leader's power and influence increases when shared with others, and group members with more power tend to accomplish more. The nature of empowerment is Spritzer's psychological definition of empowerment, meaning the value of a work goal evaluated in relation to a person's ideals or standards. Competence, individual's belief in his or her capability to meet performance requirements. Self-determination, an individual's sense of having the choice in imitating and regulating actions. And impact, the degree to which the worker can influence strategic, administrative, or operating outcomes on the job. Delegation is basically assigning formal authority and responsibility for accomplishing a specific task to another person. Delegation is considered a major contributor to empowerment. Without delegation, effective leadership and management cannot take place. To lead is to inspire and persuade others to accomplish tasks, not to accomplish everything by working alone. Organizational politics, just an informal approach to gaining power through means other than merit or luck. The politics are used to achieve power, directly or indirectly. Political skills are considered building alliances as one example and gaining resources for constituents, and leaders need to have political skill. In order to make effective use of organizational politics, leaders must be aware of specific political tactics and strategies. Ethical political behaviors are aimed at gaining power, avoiding political blunders, and building relationships with upper management and employees. Unethical political behavior aimed at gaining power through devious methods is unacceptable in the business world. The way to gain power: develop power contacts, control vital information, control lines of communication, do what the political environment demands, bring in outside experts, make a quick showing, remember the expectation of payback, always be politically correct, and be the first to accept reasonable changes. The way to build relationships is to display loyalty, manage your impression, ask satisfied customers to contact your boss, particularly if you have made a good impression on them. Be courteous, pleasant, and positive. Ask advice. Send thank you notes, show your appreciation, and flatter others sensibly and in a genuine way. Here are some political blunders: criticize the boss publicly, bypass the boss disregarding hierarchical protocol, decline an offer from top management, especially more than once, put your foot in your mouth, not conforming to dress code, write embarrassing or incriminating email, messages, or Facebook posts. Particularly nowadays with Facebook, individual employees have been noted in the news as losing their jobs when they complained about their bosses openly, publicly, and online. Unethical political tactics and strategies: backstabbing, embracing or demolishing, setting a person up for failure, divide and rule, playing territorial games, and creating and then resolving a false catastrophe or a false crisis. Exercising control over dysfunctional politics: be aware of its causes and techniques. Hire people with integrity. Implement shared goals amongst the firm and the human element in the firm. Encourage goal congruence. Set good examples at the top. Avoid favoritism and cronyism. And discuss questionable information in a public forum. In summary, organizational power may be derived from many sources, which can include position power, personal power, ownership, dependencies, capitalizing on opportunity, managing critical problems, and being close to power. Full-fledged empowerment includes the dimensions of meaning, self-determination, competence, impact, and internal commitment. Delegation is an important part of empowerment. To acquire and retain power, a leader must skillfully use organizational politics. Political tactics and strategies may be either ethical or unethical. Carried to the extreme, organizational politics can hurt an organization and its members. I hope you've enjoyed this PowerPoint presentation. Please remember that you want to follow up this presentation by reading the chapters provided for you in the textbook. I do hope you enjoyed this presentation because I do try to select information that I think will be very valuable for you as you continue through the class. Should you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email me. Thank you, and have a great day.